Hey everybody, Backpack Hack here, coming at you with another trail tip for anybody who's going to spend a good amount of time out in the wilderness. Not necessarily just a day hike, but an extended trip out into the middle of nowhere where you might be days away from getting yourself out of the area. And one thing you might want to consider carrying is a deck of cards. Now I know there's going to be some people who say carrying a deck of cards is just bulk and weight that you got to haul around and it really has no value. Well, it does have some value, both for entertainment purposes, because I can't tell you how many times I've been out here in the middle of nowhere, shared a campsite with a complete stranger, and we play a game of cribbage. And there's a lot of other card games that adults and children can play. For children, if they get bored, they can play slapjack or go fish or hearts or something like that. And you may not know it, but an ordinary deck of playing cards can be used for emergency survival. How? Well, first off, I normally carry a regular ordinary deck that you can buy just about at any store. But there are available online in some stores survival cards. These cards can be used for first aid, how to learn survival skills. There's also cards that help you identify wildlife and birds and fish and butterflies and flowers. But you can also use them, if nothing else, as tinder for a fire. If you lack anything else, cards can and will burn. They're not the best, but they do make a respectable tinder to use in an emergency situation. Now, another important survival use is breadcrumbing your location and your path. Suppose you're traveling through the wilderness and you suddenly find yourself in a situation where you're not quite sure where you're at and you need to move around in the environment and explore the area to maybe get your bearings. Well, the best thing to do is know where you started from to get your bearings, and you need to be able to find your way back. You can use these as breadcrumbs to mark your location from where you were when you realized you might be lost to an area where you might be able to get your bearings, and then use them as breadcrumbs to return, find that same location. And finally, in the worst case scenario, let's suppose you are absolutely lost, you have no idea where you are, and you're just going to strike out in a given direction. You can still use them to mark your location and your path, so if anybody comes along and is searching for you, they may be able to pick up on your trail. And the best way to do this is put the cards in ascending order, each suit in its order like ace through king. And this way, when you mark your trail or your path that you're taking, hopefully somebody can come along and find your trail and pick it up and possibly come to your rescue. So this is Backpack Hack coming at you with this trail tip. Get a deck and carry it with you. I'll see you out there on the trail, and be safe out there. I know you will be, because it's in the cards.